Hey, what's up everybody? Venthros here for tutorial 6. In this tutorial, we are going to pretty much finish up our first part of the first quest that we had. If you were around for tutorial 5, inside of the inn, we made an event here where this old man here asks us to go to this cave down here and retrieve his sword. Now, what I didn't do on camera was um, I made an entrance to the cave using the B tab and using this icon right here, and then I created a transfer event by right clicking and using a transfer. Okay, I wasn't going to go into all that because by now you can do transfers. So let's take a look at our cave. Um, go ahead and make a cave of any size. This is the size I made it, and it's a pretty nondescript cave. So create a new map, make it a bandit cave. Go ahead and do that now. You can go ahead and pause the video. Okay, so some properties that we want to change. I didn't change the properties, so we could do it together. So I'm going to click on map properties. Now I named it abandoned cave, and I use a display name abandoned cave so that when you walk in you see it. The tile set we're going to use is tile set number 4, which is the dungeon. You can do, I'm sure you figured that out. Make the height and width whatever you like. And there's a couple things we're going to do because we want there to be some monsters in here. We got to do a few things. Let's go to encounters over here. And just like with the item shops that we made a couple days ago, you can double click here to add a troop of monsters. Okay, so we'll use the very first one, 001, which is slime times 2. Slime is the most basic enemy there is in this game. So we're going to do that, and we're going to use it for the whole map. Okay, we'll hit OK. The steps average is usually 30, so we'll make it 30. So the encounters are set. Now, with the monsters, or with the battles, we have to specify a battle background, so we can do that. We'll go ahead and check it. And battle backgrounds come in two parts, a top part and a bottom part. So if you scroll down here, you see all these different ones. You can do the cobblestones and whatnot. We're going to find one called Dirt Cave. There it is. So the Dirt Cave one on the left does kind of like the floor of the background, and then there should be a Dirt Cave here that kind of finishes the battle background. So when we fight our slimes in this cave, this is what we're going to see. So that's cool. We'll do that. We do want to auto change the background music, and I picked Dungeon 5 because it was the least, it was the least annoying song. You pick whichever one you like. And I added a drip sound effect. Here, let me turn the volume up so you can hear it. I don't know if you can hear that. So it is a cave. I figured we'd have some drips. I mean, whatever. You don't have to do the drips if you don't want to. That's up to you. So all this looks good. We have our cave property set. We'll hit OK. My drips are still going. I forgot to stop it. All right. Sorry, guys. I have to go to map properties and I have to click here to stop the dripping. Okay. What we want to do now is, I don't want to do anything too crazy, but I am going to show you how in the database we are going to import another set of tiles. And because I kind of want a sword just kind of laying here, I didn't want to do a treasure chest. So I'll show you how to do that. If you go up here to the database, all right, and this is by no means how to do everything with the tile sets, okay, or with the database, okay. There's so many different tabs. So just find the tile set tab. It's the fourth one from the right. And make sure that you have the dungeon tile set selected, because that's the one we're using. And all these different, I'll go through what all these different ones mean later. But for now, just go to tile set D, which is blank. Click the dots, and we want to use inside C because of this tile right here. That's the one I want to use. I want to just have that laying on the floor. So it's kind of like the old man had his sword and he just dropped it there, and for whatever reason he had to roll out without a sword. Okay, so inside C is the one we're going to use. Hit OK. Now you will see that you went from A, B, C, and now the D is added, and now you have all these different tiles to use. Okay, so that's how you do that. Now we're going to go over here to event editing mode, and we are going to, I'm going to have the sword laying, I'll have it laying right here. Alright, so we're going to double click to make a new event. I'm going to call it sword. And for the graphic, double click, scroll all the way down, and you'll see tile set B, C, or D. And tile set D is the one we just imported, so we can have that sword tile. And here it is, right here. So that's the graphic we want to use for this event. Now, because it's not a person, okay, you can make it to where the character can walk over. Right now, you see the priority here is below characters. So since it's below characters, your character can actually walk over the sword without picking it up. Okay, it might be a little more realistic to do it that way, because a person could walk over a sword laying on the ground, but we're going to make the priority same as characters. Okay, so the character can't walk through it. All right, has to use the action button to pick it up. Okay, so the trigger is the action button. So the contents of the command event, the first command event we'll do is a text command event that says, "This must be the old man's sword. Better get it back to him." Alright, and we're going to use the dim background since it's more of a system message than somebody talking. Preview it just to make sure it's all good. So when you do the event, the first thing that's going to happen is the text pops up and says, "This must be the old man's sword. Better get it back to him." Next, we're going to use a different event on page 3. And okay, so it's not on page 3, it's on page 2. We're going to do play background sound. Okay? Play a BGS. Actually, I want a sound effect, not a BGS. Okay, so we want play SE. That's a sound effect. And we want it to be kind of like you just received the item. We want it to kind of, so we use chime 1. That is stupid. Okay, so that's the one we use. We'll use chime 2. So after the text pops up, you're going to hear brrring, whatever that sound is, chime 2. Then we're going to put in another text event that says, "You got Muramasa Katana." Okay, so now we have to tell the game to actually give you the Muramasa Katana, so we're going to do that now. Remember, it's the change weapons event command. And we're going to get the Muramasa Katana. Increase by 1. As you can see, that's on there. And then what we want to do now is we want to create a switch that says we have the sword, and create a new event page because we want the graphic to go away. Once you pick up the sword, obviously we don't want it to still be laying there. So we're going to use a switch to help us out. So double click, go to control switches. We're going to make a new switch. We'll call it got sword. We want the switch to come on. So now control switch number 4, got sword, is on. So you know the drill now. New event page. Make sure that switch is on. We'll leave the graphic blank. And we'll leave the content blank. Okay? Or you can insert what is called an erase event command. Okay, that's not the one we want, so we're good. Using the switch was good. Okay, so hit OK, and we're done. Let's try it out. Now, hopefully we'll get into a battle so you can kind of see how that goes. Let's go in here. So here's our cave. Kind of made it really big, but that's alright. So there's the sword. I can't walk through it. This must be the old man's sword. Better get back to him. You got Muramasa Katana. And now the sword is gone. Alright, let's get out of here. Alright. So now our 2 slimes are here, so we know that the battle system works. So I'm just hitting fight. I mean, you can play around with the fighting. You can actually do test fights from the database. Dash them. Now I'm going to get into all these fights. Alright, well, we're not going to do that. So you pretty much see how that goes. Alright, cool. So that's all we really wanted to accomplish here. Just basic events and switches here to make the sword disappear once we pick it up. You know, we used pretty much everything we've already learned. How to make a map, how to use transfer events to get us from place to place, and then using events and switches to make this sword be the item that we came here to get. And I showed you a little bit of the database and how to import different tile sets so you can use different things in your maps. Just want to say thanks for checking out my video. You know, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm Venthros. Thanks for watching.